Should I put background music in our hook, our intro?
Bad
Maybe
girl
I should.
music?
Yes, Jesse, bad girl music. What is even that?
Meg
What
the
is
I was
Stallion.
like, what is bad
Meg the
girl
Stallion.
music?
Meg the
Meg
Stallion.
the Stallion. Oh,
Cardi B's new album. Put it.
what's up, dudes? Tonight. Oh wait, I'm supposed to.
You're the guy with the eerie
Are you
music.
are you supposed to like crawl towards the mic like a duende?
Hey, you should.
How
I know,
the
right?
fuck am I gonna do that?
Hey guys.
What's up, dudes? Tonight, we're talking about creatures that are too small, Buddy's penis, to ignore, but too creepy to laugh off. Duendes, gnomes.
Yeah, that's what I was
No,
thinking.
nobody's even worried at the fact that he said Buddy's penis, right?
No.
Nobody's even worried about that. It's about the little
this
people
show
right
is
now, you
about
know?
facts. We are giving the facts.
It's just because it's cold, guys. Gosh.
What is up, dudes? Welcome to the Paranormal Dudes podcast, episode 68. I am one of your hosts, Sergio, the Mexican Seth Rogen, or it could be the Mexican Forrest Whitaker. If you don't know who that is, Google's free. You can look it up. That's Oscar. That's Jesse. And Buddy, your resident teddy bear and great storyteller. All right. We are back at it again. And of course, I'm going to ask the one thing that I love to ask because a lot of our audience loves it. Has anybody experienced anything since the last time we met?
No.
I know Jesse has. No te hagas pendeja. No te hagas pendeja, Jesse. The house you're in right now, before we even started filming, you're like, oh, so much stuff is happening here in this house. Like this door. And I was like,
floated
Jesse,
up to the
stop.
camera today.
That's what you get, Sergio.
What do I get?
That.
Oh, the response? That's what I get? Okay.
Anywho.
Well, have you experienced anything in the house that you're currently in?
Yes, I'm in the spooky house right now in Pomona, California, at my sister's house.
Dr. Amalia
Vega's house.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
If
Who's
you want to
Amalia?
see that specific video, go back. It's right here on this side, up here.
Yeah. So I've been here since Sunday.
Mhm.
And it's not necessarily something, but like I haven't seen any. I've definitely sensed things, especially like with the backyard, and like I happen to be in a room that like faces part of the backyard. But the doors open and close by themselves. Even Vale was in the room and in the restroom, and she was like calling like Tia super loud, and I was like, what the heck's wrong? And she's like, the door keeps opening. And she's like, it's because the doors don't have like they don't latch well. And I'm like, what the fuck? Every single door doesn't work or what? Like
The contractor's like, let's make sure all these doors fucking suck. Let's make sure they don't work.
So just stuff like that. Because like the AC is not on, something weird like that. It's just, and then like they have like these things that they keep on the doors to keep them open or shut because they just open and
Like
close.
rosaries or what
no,
are we talking
like
about?
door stopper type of things.
Oh, okay.
Little chingaderas that go behind the doors or in front of them.
It's a nice floor. Looks like you're in an office almost.
I am. It's really creepy. You want to see?
I'm just happy those doors don't look like mine.
Oh my god.
This is what's creepy about this fucking. Here, let me show you.
There's a plant crawling through the wall. Damn. Oh heck no.
The fuck? You just got a Freddy.
There's a
She's
lot of
playing with
coincidences.
his snake in his boots.
But they have a lot of these. So that the doors.
Oh yeah.
And I have it locked right now.
Okay.
But yeah. No, that's all.
That's all. Just like spooky shit. What about you, bud? Anything unusual? Oh, interesting. Okay.
You know, I want to say maybe it was a little attached to the extraterrestrial. But
Okay.
maybe a couple days after we did our recording, I want to say it was probably Wednesday. I was getting ready to go to sleep, and somebody texted on the Ring app community of all things if anybody noticed lights above Imperial, my city, Imperial, California, which is like 15 miles from Calexico, California.
Thank you, buddy.
Somebody said, "Do you guys notice lights in the sky?"
Yeah,
And
there's
I
stars.
said, "I got to go see." So I rolled my happy ass outside and I looked, and sure enough, there were like 9 lights floating up above Imperial, and they were like moving side to side. And I wanted to say they were drones, but you can't fly drones in Imperial because there's an airport here. So yeah, it was kind of interesting watching them for a little while. Just these lights floating back and forth. They were going this way and that way, and the last thing I remember seeing them was headed further north, and then that was kind of like, what did I just see there? So that was something I thought was kind of more extraterrestrial than paranormal. So it was kind of cool that we had just talked about it, and now somebody threw it up there.
What about you, Ask? Anything spectacular? Because as we're filming this, it's the 30th. One more day, actually, one more minute. It was going to strike midnight right now. And it will be officially Spooky Month.
October.
What about you, Ask?
Nothing on my end. I just saw a spaceship in the sky this weekend.
SpaceX.
Elon Musk launched a SpaceX satellite or whatever in Florida too as well. But I saw the one here in LA. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
Okay.
nothing else.
Kind of boring, but okay.
Yeah. I'll make sure to conjure something so I have some stuff to share next week. I'll be speaking to Jessica after this.
Fuck is Jessica?
That doll?
Is that her? She has a fucking name?
Dude, yes, we went through this already.
Wait,
I
you
forgot
addressed her
she
by
had a
name?
Okay. That was a
Did
nice
any
little.
of you guys during like Oscar and Buddy, did you any of you guys have like a dream about a house on a farm?
A farmhouse?
Yes.
Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually did. And I didn't think
What the
anything of it, but I was on a farm. I was trying to tell my wife about it. What was I doing there? We were
I had a
we
dream
were
the other
walking out of
night.
the kitchen from it. Like out of the kitchen and into the back of the home type thing. Like, yeah, there was like a little table and everything. And
Where the
in my
fuck
dream, I
is
was
this
walking.
coming from?
Because I had a dream the other day and we were at a farmhouse, but in the farmhouse I saw Buddy and I saw Oscar. But
Yeah.
I wasn't there talking, but I saw them in there. Like I was
What the
looking and I
fuck?
saw them in there.
Did you just unlock astral projection, Jesse? Did you just evolve?
No, I just think I had a dream and
Metamorphosis.
I saw them there.
Yeah. He's like, it's morphin time. Astral projection.
Like Buddy, like he said he was like more in like the kitchen back area, but Oscar was like in a bedroom.
Wait, your
I'm getting so
bedroom,
many chills right now.
Oscar, that you're always stuck in, or the room that you're always talking about.
Maybe. Did you see like the appliances or like the floor?
I
Me?
didn't see the appliances or the floor, but I just saw like that Buddy was in a kitchen area, but you were in a room, and I don't know if it was appliances or if it was like a bathroom area.
I don't remember any of
Like
my
I see
dreams.
tile. I remember seeing you like around tile and like a bed and like weird curtains.
Damn.
Did it sound like someone was clapping?
And then you guys had sex.
Oh, I remember that dream. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right, Oscar.
it was just very weird. Like I didn't
We
stay there to
met in the
see what
living
you
room.
guys were doing, but I remember like having that and I saw you guys and I was like, oh, but in the dream I was just like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what are you guys doing here? But then I was just like, went somewhere else.
It's so boring here. I'm just gonna go somewhere else.
It's just
Jeez,
like
something-
they're fine. I'm just gonna go somewhere else.
Something happened in that dream though. I just can't remember it. Like I'm trying to
But
think.
you,
off the top of my
buddy,
head right
you
now.
weren't in a wheelchair and you were not in a wheelchair.
No, I was walking in
shit.
that dream. I was walking out the
Yes.
kitchen. Like I remember, I do remember the beginning of the dream where I kind of like
You had a
looked
gun.
around like a kitchen and I was like, huh. And then there was like a back door out of the kitchen. And I was going to walk out the back door. And then something happened at the back door where I was coming outside. I don't remember.
That's all I remember. I was just gonna
Yeah.
ask casually because I was like, hey, I saw you guys in my dream the other day in a farm.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Gotcha.
don't
You coulda
remember the farm. I
led-
know it was kind of like a farmhouse.
Could have
That's
led
kinda
this
cool.
segment with that. That's fucking crazy, Jesse.
It was a coincidence. I just wanted to bring it up, Sergio.
Coincidence. Nothing's a coincidence on our fucking show. What are you talking about?
You know what I think is a trip is that Oscar was in that house. And how long has Oscar been trying to visit me in a dream?
For
They're like
real.
right next to each other.
Yeah, but he
I'm
was
in the
like
kitchen.
stuck
He's down
there.
the room.
Oscar was
Mhm.
stuck there. Buddy was more moving around freely, but Oscar was like stuck there.
I wonder how he gets out. I wonder how you can get out, Oscar.
I'll try
Through the
tonight.
window. Through the window.
Or through the wall.
Damn.
Maybe you have to give in to the succubus.
Maybe.
Don't do that. Don't. I'm
Maybe.
just kidding. Don't fucking do that. Don't give it. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're here because, well, you saw the title and you clicked on our video. So good night, everybody. We'll see you next time. I'm just kidding. Reason why you're here is because you saw duendes or gnomes. And we're going to cover that. Now, I have personal experiences. I think that's more important if we were to go over our own experiences with duendes. And being that all of us here are from Mexican descent, I'm sure the vast majority of us have run-ins with said gnomes or duendes. I have. Have you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
I couldn't tell you if it was for sure or not.
Ooh. See, those stories are more interesting because then you can have a discussion about it. Those I like. So, just a little backstory for anybody that is not familiar with our duende friends. They actually have European roots outside of the Latin American take, which is our part, the Mexican part. For us, at least. There's a portion of them from Celtic lore, fairies, dwarves, leprechauns, and there's Germanic lore, kobolds, mine spirits, and then Scandinavian, which Nice or Tomte, I'm not butchering that, who lived in barns. Then there's the Latin American take. Tricksters who steal small objects, kidnappers of children who wander into forests. That's crazy. Okay. That's nuts. That part of duendes I've never heard of. Actually, it's a lie. I've heard stories like that. And warnings from parents. Of course, all of us have gotten those warnings from our parents. I have. And uncles and creepy relatives who you really don't want to talk to, but they talk to you anyway. Cut your nails or the duendes will bite them kind of shit.
Look on your toes.
Yeah, exactly. So I think before I dive into any global sightings or famous cases within duendes, I think it's a little more important for our audience to engage with us when it comes to our own experiences, I think we should cover that first. Usually we dive into any cases or anything of that sort, but I think we're going to switch it up this time. We're going to go over our own experiences first. And I'm going to go with the questionable one, which is Buddy, because the fact that you say you're not sure if it is or it's not. I would love to hear this story, and then we can hash it out.
So this story takes me back several years. We all had a couple friends, of which one of our friends said his home was infested by duendes.
I'll cut this out. Who is it? Okay.
Yeah. But his house was infested by duendes, and he explained to us all the things that would happen in his home, how objects would move from room to room, how things would get stolen or lost. And, and I was a big skeptic of it because I was like, there's no such thing. There's no little Keebler elves or Smurfs running around messing with us. This is just, it's all in your mind,
Say Keebler.
Hey, Keebler cookies, don't sleep on those. Those are fucking
those stripe ones.
But I think they're more stuck like Oompa Loompas in a factory making you cookies than they are out here messing with us. But seeing and hearing all this stuff from him, I was like, I don't believe it. And one day he ended up telling me, well, I was going to spend a night at his aunt's house. No, he said, I want to warn you, but some duendes hitched a ride here with me, and they're staying here now at this house.
Oh, hell no.
Oh,
and so how do you know that? Like, how would you know that? And he goes, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they're here because I've heard them.
You know what, dude? Now that you're bringing this up, now I'm starting to remember a lot of the stories he would tell us.
Yeah.
Just, when okay. Now it's coming to me, but go ahead.
Okay. So I spent the night at that house, his cousin's house, and not his guy cousin, but his older sister. And needless to say, I mean, there was some drinking involved, and there was a little bit of recreational use. But I remember falling asleep that night. And if you remember, Sergio, I never slept on beds. I was always the one to say, throw me a pillow down on the floor, throw me a blanket, and I'm good to go.
Yep.
So I dropped on the floor that night, and everybody was like, no, take the bedroom. I was like, no, I'm good. So there I was in the living room, knocked out. And in the middle of the night, I want to say maybe an hour or two after falling asleep, I started hearing what I thought was like a squeaking or like little like a tiny voice in the distance, like kind of like beep, 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 beep. And I was like,
"Fuck no! Don't say that." I've heard these voices.
Was it saying
dude.
And no, I actually
not like that. It was like this.
No, it didn't.
Stupid.
It was. I don't know what it was saying. I just heard like this little, and I was like, it almost kind of seemed like a little laugh, like a giggle. But I was like, I remember opening my eyes and looking around, and I was like, what's going on here? I don't understand. And I ended up falling back asleep, ignoring it and knocking out. The next morning when I woke up, I couldn't find my truck keys, which I know I had laid inside of my shoes like I always did, and I couldn't find my wallet.
Yep.
And I spent like 3 days calling our friend's cousin's husband and asking him, did you find my wallet? Did you find my wallet? He's like, no, bro. And finally, the third day that I called, he's like, hey, guess what I found today on the table in the kitchen?
Oh,
and you remember that kitchen? On. It was so tiny. Yes. I mean, they lived in a trailer, a duplex, or a double wide. There was no way that that wallet was going to stay missing on that table for more than an hour.
No way.
It was 3 days. And I knew that nobody took it from me because, it would have had no money in it. When I got it back, everything was in it as it was when I lost it.
As it was when you lost it. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's why I say, I don't know if it was. Or
someone was fucking with you? Is that what your questioning is?
Well, what I'm questioning is I don't know if it was duendes or was it Angel, my little ghost.
Oh.
So that's why I say I don't know if it was for sure or not, But the squeaky voice, the little tiny voices I heard in the distance, the giggling or whatever, and then my keys and the wallet going missing. That was like a whole other thing that was kind of like it wasn't relevant to what I've had happened to me before.
Right.
So the next thing I know is I talked to our friend and he made fun of me and he's like, "They got you, huh?"
Damn.
And I was like, "No.
And
But
okay, but buddy, you know that our friend, without saying his name, you know it when he says shit, you listen because he's not fucking around with that kind of stuff.
no, and I do understand that now. If you remember at
But
that
at the
time,
time,
I would question everything. I wouldn't let it be. I'd be like, "Nope, nope, nope." Like everything I had to question it because I was like, I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. And for myself, it was you're lying, or you're just doing it to scare us. Because y'all know I'm a scaredy cat. And I
yes.
was like, "But don't be telling me this stuff. Like you're gonna scare me. I'm not gonna sleep tonight."
You're okay. You're a scaredy cat to a certain extent.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. Like if you have to, I've seen you defend a lot of people in my life. I've had the pleasure of being around you. I've seen that all the time. But with things that are unexplainable, that is the factor where you kind of freak out. I've seen you go like pale gray, scared of certain instances. I've seen that. And I'm sure you've seen it of me as well, especially that one time that you said you saw a man sitting in my car at the time. That was one of the instances. So needless to say, I think we should hash it out. The three of us, ask Jess, we need to figure this out for Buddy if he was right in his contradictions or was our friend correct. And I'll go real quick. It's going to be short because of what I said. Our certain friend, who I bleeped out earlier, whenever he said something, usually it's true, and you don't fuck around with it. I remember these stories. Now that you bring it up, I remember the stories that he would tell us and all the different things that were happening in his house. So, yeah, I from my experience with duendes and how they behave, I think it was duendes for sure. What do you think, Jess?
I actually have a very similar story.
Ooh. Okay, hold that though. But so with that being said, you think it was duendes?
Absolutely.
Okay. Ask.
So you said it was for 3 days. So how'd you get home? Somebody gave you a ride, or?
No, my wallet was gone for 3 days. I found my keys that morning. We found them on the kitchen floor, which the Sergio knows. But yeah, they were just thrown on the floor in the kitchen. But Sergio knows when we were younger, my keys, my knife, my cigarettes, and my wallet never left my pockets until I was ready to fall asleep.
They're always
His
And
pocket.
then when I was ready to fall asleep, if I was staying over, they all went into my right shoe. Everything always went into my right shoe. And that way I knew in the morning, I always woke up, I would put on my left shoe, my right shoe, I emptied it out. That was all my stuff. Put on my right shoe and I was good to go. But that night, my keys went missing. We found them in the middle of the kitchen floor. And then my wallet was missing for 3 days. So needless to say, I couldn't go buy Jack in the Box for 3 days, which had me real cranky. But
and buy a Baco. Do you remember the Baco?
Yes, bacon ultimate.
Have you guys ever heard of a Baco? something Buddy and our friend Victor came up with. What's a Baco again?
The Baco, well, the Baco was the original. It's a bacon ultimate cheeseburger with tacos stuffed inside of it. And then we ended up evolving it to the Baco roll, where it was the bacon ultimate cheeseburger with tacos and 2 egg rolls.
Ew.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy work.
That's disgusting.
It's like 3,000
You
calories.
say that now, but back then we'd eat 2 or 3 of them in a row.
Then we
Oh,
our metabolisms were way better back then. We ate everything.
Yeah, just talking about
Dang.
making one of those right now, I think I gained 2 pounds.
he's like, I got it queued up on DoorDash right now.
That sounds
Oh.
good though.
Yeah, I mean,
It
I have
kinda
to agree with you guys. Like, I mean, I have similar stories like that, and it's duendes, bro. Like, because the only reason why I asked him, you know, how he got home, all that, because if it was Angel, right, I was trying to see, like, was he trying to protect him from something that could have happened? Took his keys. Hey, you don't drive, like, you know. But
Yeah.
nah, it's duendes straight up.
Ow, I want to hear, since Jessie said she had a similar story.
I had a very similar story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay.
Jesse spent the night with me that night.
It's the same wallet.
You couldn't find your wallet because Jesse's hand was in your pocket like this.
I have Buddy's wallet. So in my kids' room, we were playing with the kids, whatever. We all ended up staying the night, like just falling asleep in the kids' room. So then the next day when my husband was getting ready to go to work, he was like, "Where's my wallet?" And I was like, "I don't know where your freaking wallet is. Like, where the fuck did you do with it?" So I was looking everywhere. In the room, we were already getting ready to move. So there was literally only the freaking haunted lamp that my sister brought me. That I swear ever since she brought that, like it's creepy shit happens. But anyways, the haunted lamp, and then it was a big beanbag that we call the Big Joe, and that's it. Those 2 things are the only things in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So I was telling my mom, and she's like, "It's probably a duende," and I was like, "No, it's not." Because my mom is like, I used to see them all the time. Like they would flood the thing, they would flood the yard. Like she's like, I stayed up one night because your grandma would get mad because she's like, dejaste, you left the manguera on, and she's like, I would see them run and turn on the hose, and then they run back towards the front of the house. And she's like, it was those little fuckers. She's like, it's probably a duende. So I'm like, ugh. So we couldn't find it for 2 days, like 4 days. The cleaning lady came, like she was looking for it. Like everybody was fucking looking for the damn wallet.
Yeah.
Finally, I was like, okay. And I was like, pinche duende, if you fucking took this wallet, you better bring it to me now, because if I have to go fucking buy one and spend money, like you're going to be in fucking deep shit.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I was like, fuck it. So I went to sleep when the next morning, whatever, and I was moving some stuff in the kids' room. I was getting like their shoes or whatever, and on the haunted lamp, on the bottom of the base, like the base of the lamp, there was my husband's wallet.
No.
That's like intentional right there.
It was. By the way, hi Cindy. I know you're watching.
Yes, she's watching.
And I know that
But-
you were excited about this episode too. So
Yes, because
Hope you're enjoying
she would always see them. But like if I never heard laughing, anything weird, and if I did, my freaking kids are creepy as hell. It could, you know what I mean? If I hear creepy ass things laughing or something or talking, I'm like, oh, it's my kids.
right.
Damn.
So I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we don't have to question that. I mean, I think everybody can agree here that was definitely duendes, right?
Yeah. Shit.
About us.
Yeah. No doubt.
All right, us. What do you got for us?
So, my parents' home, my mom has a lot of actual like garden gnomes in the garden, all over, backyard, everywhere, right? So she told me about doing this some time ago. I was probably like 15, 16. But as I got older, I started to misplace things, or I thought I would misplace. So I think as a guy, I don't know, maybe you guys don't, but I in the past would always misplace my wallet and my keys. So I made it a thing to put a tack or like a little push pin in the wall, and it was my routine. Put my keys there, my wallet on the desk right under it. my keys I would never lose, but my wallet was always something that I'm like, dude, I left it here. Nobody else would come into my room. Like nobody else would move it. There's no way. I never carry cash on me. My cards, sometimes I'm probably bad, but sometimes I don't even have my driver's license. Right? It's literally my mobile wallet on my phone, and that's it. Right?
Okay, boys, get him. Get him. He doesn't use his.
No, but like it was just there is no way that nobody could move that wallet. Like my mom didn't come
Yeah.
into the room and clean. My dad would never even come in at all, like for anything. Like it was just crazy, and I would lose it for like a week. And then I'm like, dude, where the heck is damn? When I would get pissed, like, all right, dude, like this wall needs to show up like now, whatever. And the
Mhm.
next day, I would look at it wasn't in the same spot that I would leave it, but it was in the place where it was just out there in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no
Mm.
way that I could not see it.
Right.
And I just like, whatever, dude. And I would tell my mom about it. She was like, oh, it's the duendes. They're messing with you. They move stuff and this and that. I'm like, so how do I like not get them mad? Like, how do I get them on
Yeah.
my side? And they're like, they're their own thing. Like, they protect the house. And if they want to have fun, they take your stuff. Kind of like what you had mentioned earlier, right? Like, but she would kind of use it a little bit too. Like, if I was like, I don't know, Dios está mirando, like whatever you're doing.
Yeah, of course.
So
that
it was
here comes
always
the
this
Mexican lore. Pórtate bien, cabrón.
Yeah. But it would
I do
happen multiple times. I moved out, never happened. There were no gnomes. I don't have any gnomes.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut anybody off, but by chance, Jesse, at your mom's house, was there fake gnomes outside too? Like little statuettes or anything like that?
No.
Did you guys have
There's
troll dolls?
yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I just needed to know that because I'm finding a similarity between the three stories here. Sergio, in your duende story, was there one?
I don't remember. The trolls, the little creepy little
Trolls
fucks,
or
Tiger
duendes
trolls.
yeah,
or anything of small
like gnomes?
stature is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. So I have two
Well,
stories.
at my house,
Oh,
I
wait,
have
wait,
a
wait.
bunch of little kids in my backyard that came
you
from
see-
Sergio's
th-
grandma's house.
It's funny enough. One of the two stories I have, coincidentally, from my grandma's house. And at my grandma's house, if you still have do you have pictures of all that? Are they up somewhere, or do you have a picture in your
They're,
phone somewhere?
the gardener put them in a. I can tell Annie to take a picture of it, how they are, because they're in her backyard.
Okay, let's take a picture. That way we can show our audience. We could put it up on socials or wherever. I want to show the guys too what I mean by that. So it's funny you say that. So those same child statues are now at Jesse's house. So I have two stories, one of which is there, and the other is in Redondo Beach, California. Let's get into the one at my grandma's in Calexico, California. So there, same instance, okay? There was a period of time while I lived there where my shoes would go missing. There was a significant time at my grandma's house where I had enough. I thought it was a ghost doing it or a spirit because, I was still in my infancy when it came to the paranormal, so I didn't understand it very well. And I thought just speaking into the ether and being like, you need to stop doing this shit. This is getting annoying. But to my dismay, it was not a ghost. And one night, my shoes, and it would piss me off because I worked at a mall, the only mall in Perro Valley, and I worked at the customer service, and I needed my shoes, dude. I needed my shoes to go to work. And at the time, I had 3 pairs of shoes. I had my 2 regular kicks, and then I had my work shoes. My work shoes, when I was going to work the next day, they were always missing, always. And I would have to go searching for them. So this one day, I was already mad. I couldn't find my shoes. Went through I had to wear my regular kicks. I got in trouble for it, whatever. Came back home, super pissed. Again, I get home and I yell into the ether saying, oh, enough with this fucking shit. I need my shoes for work. This is enough. And nothing. So it's late at night. I think it was one of the nights we all used to hang, because we used to hang out at my grandma's house all the time. Right, bud?
I remember you actually yelling about your shoes, and we were like, what the hell's going on about Sergio? Yeah.
Yeah. So, so we all hang out. It's like if nothing. And I used to be, not to get too personal, but I used to be a raging alcoholic at this age. And, and I was hella drunk.
Oh my God.
And, so everybody left. I'm in my room, turn off all the lights. I'm dry heaving because I'm so fucking plastered. And so lights off, and there's a little bit of light peeking out from like the dining area. And you could still kind of see outside my door. Usually I close it, but I was so fucking drunk that I didn't. I'm like sitting there just contemplating, like, when you're drunk and you're just lying on your back and like you're just pondering life, and
I swear I'll never do this again.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
This time,
one
this
foot on the
time.
ground.
Yeah, exactly. So
If I find my shoes, I'll never drink again.
so what ends up happening is I heard like little giggles. And I'm not even kidding. I swore at that time, and I've never told anybody this story because I thought it was fucking crazy. And I just thought I was drunk. Okay. And I'm a kid. I don't want people to think I'm nuts. And I hear little giggles, and I just hear, and then I hear,
Basta.
no, dude, in my fucking, it's weird. It was like, dude, in my fucking ear, okay? Not like far away, but in my ear. All I hear is, it's not ghost. I was like, what? And I screamed. Obviously, nothing was next to me. And I was like, what the? I didn't understand what was going on. And then I stood up. I didn't turn any of the lights on because I'm drunk. I don't know what I'm fucking doing. I look at the doorway, and I swear, I'm not even kidding. You remember the tile, Jesse, in that hallway was like marble?
Yes.
Mhm.
I could see something running away, like in small stature, like a reflection in the marble tile, just running away. And I froze. I was like, when you get so scared, you don't know what to do. You're just like, I don't know, I guess I'll just fucking die. That's how I reacted. I was just like, I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody about this. Nobody's going to believe me. This is fucking crazy. They're just going to be like, you're just a drunk asshole, Sergio. Yeah, I know, they're going to have an intervention. I didn't say anything. So that was my first experience with duendes. I don't know.
Wait, did your shoes appear?
I never found them again. I had to go buy some.
Oh my gosh.
I never found them again. But in that house, the whole wallet and keys situation throughout the entirety of living in that house, it was a constant thing and never stopped. And despite being an alcoholic, I was still responsible with my keys and wallet. Believe it or not, like I
rhymes.
Does it?
I don't think you were a raging alcoholic. You make it seem like you were just an idiot that drank all the time.
No,
is that an alcoholic?
we were raging, dude. We were taking drinks to school. Like, yeah, no.
Yes, we were bad.
So
we were really bad.
Yeah,
Jesse, we used to finish bottles of rum and not get drunk.
Yeah, I know. It was horrible.
So
yeah,
You guys
we just
did
look at
drink
each
a
other
lot.
like, dude, you remember we'd get drunk and I'd start tutoring people in biology.
Oh my God. Buddy turned into a fucking professor when he was drunk. It was just like, guys, You don't understand it. Look, this is what we all need to do. I was like, I gotta find my shoes. I don't want to hear this. So, that's one story. The second story is not as intricate. It was just like I've experienced this before. In Redondo Beach, California, that place was another place it was a hotbed of paranormal activity, and you name it. So many things happen in that fucking house. So, similar instances in that house, I would always lose my keys and wallet. I don't know what it is. Duendes just love my key. Here it's fine. I know where my keys and my wallet are. Maybe my wallet I still lose a little bit because I'm just getting older, I guess. But the keys are fine. And in Redondo, similar situation. I think this would even happen to a lot of my family members that live there. Keys and wallets would regularly go missing. In that house, specifically where the room I stayed in, I would always hear this. And I don't know if this has anything to do with Native Americans or duendes, but I would hear little drums. Okay. It sounds fucking ridiculous. Okay. But I would hear little drums. No. You were close. Not of jingle. It was
Perverted Dudes.
I even remember like the cadence of the drums to this day. This is how the drums were, the little drums. And I would hear it like random spots in the house. It was like this. It was eerie, and it would just go on for hours. And I would hear like little whispering, like tiny, like Buddy said, like almost like mice, like in cartoons when you hear mice speak in some cartoons, it was like that.
They were having a party.
I don't know. They were having a fucking orgy somewhere, and they're just like.
They were bumping the new Don Omar album at the time, bro.
Stupid.
Oh my God.
So that, and I after a while, it kind of died down, to be honest. It was weird, but not as crazy as the one at my grandma's house. So you heard it first. That was the first time I ever told anybody about this story, because I feel like people would say I'm nuts if I were to bring it up. And now you can call me nuts if you want in the comments. Yeah. What do you guys think about my two stories? I know I get
I
it
could
to
have
like
sworn you told me that story.
very descriptive. It's
I
possible
thought you
that I
had told
did.
me that story because I remember like telling you that you were stupid and nuts.
But that's like all of our
Yeah,
conversations.
I know.
That's all of our conversations. And it could be something grand. It could be something beautiful, and you're still like, "Oh, Sergio, you're fucking stupid." It doesn't matter.
That's very true. No,
Yes.
that's true.
At your
what
grandma's
do you
house, did you experience any other stuff, or was it just like duende related?
Oh no,
There's a
that
lot
place
of
is
activity in that house. A lot.
that I feel okay. This is just me. I really believe that if a place is teeming with paranormal activity, that's where gnomes or duendes they gravitate towards. Like
Or
things are happening
anything,
here.
really.
Yeah. What do you mean?
If anything's gonna gravitate towards that, if there's
Well,
like
yeah, of course.
activity.
But this episode is about duendes. So and to answer that, ask but I will say this: I didn't have any duendes at the De Leon house, so that might be for other reasons. Because the Redondo house, I felt like was me and Ethan felt like it was a portal. Somewhere in that area was a portal for sure. So maybe that has something to do with it, and because none of the paranormal activity that happened at the Redondo house in California was consistent. Same with my nana's house. It was never like you would have some ghosts that were kind of like the same shit, but it was different most of the time. At De Leon, it was similar because of what we invited into the house, the demonic presence in that house. So yeah, that answers that. If I answered that correctly, I think I did.
Yeah, I mean, anything that goes missing or little things like that, like, I mean, what else? What else could it be? You know,
Well,
that's how I see it.
yeah, I
Like,
mean, yeah, you're right. And going back to the whole, because of the abundance of paranormal activity, I think it ties into the whole energy aspect.
mm,
Because of the energy, I think it feeds into the duendes and they're able to be as mischievous as possible. So. What do you
So
think,
y'all
Bonnie?
ready for this?
I'm
Y'all ready
not
for
ready
this?
for this.
All right, Oscar,
Uh,
you're producing. Make sure you put some quick explosions here. The reason I asked the question I asked a little while ago about there being any kind of troll dolls, any kind of small stature dolls, any kind of duende dolls in front of somebody's home. When we talked about doing this whole duendes thing, I decided I'm going to look into duendes. When you brought up Scandinavian, you brought up Germanic, you brought up Polandic and all that, I was kind of like, oh, I didn't look at those guys. I just looked at duendes. Let's stay Latin America, you know, because I just got into it and I really liked it. This goes back to even my story where I was like a skeptic on it, and this right here has brought me where I'm like, So duendes in Latin American and belief, there is duendes naturales and duendes ritualizados.
Ooh,
So
okay.
natural duendes is what we believe we have, you know, that are everywhere. They're natural, like spirits, sprites, fairies, and all that that's out there.
Yeah.
Duendes ritualizados, which is ritualistic duendes or ritualistic elves, would it be? I don't know what a duende directly translates to. There is actually Hispanic, I guess you would say like a prayer, kind of like a santeria almost, where you take and you make your own duende or you make your own doll that looks or represents a duende, and you take him to either like your home or near some kind of water, your energy source, water, and you ask that duende to please come alive, and you give him a name, and you ask him for something. You ask him to bring you money. You ask him to bring you happiness. You ask him for some kind of something. And basically, that little duende, it's a ritualistic duende. You do like a special little prayer over it. At night, he comes alive and will play tricks. So, in order for you to keep the duendes, which all of us had another thing that was in common, was our wallet, our shoes, or our keys, something shiny, something of you know, something of value.
Of value. Yeah.
Well, it turns out that these duendes, if you're not giving them an ofrenda every night, they are going to come and take your stuff. So every night when they make a duende ritualizado, they give it a coin every night, or they give it a drink of whiskey, you know, wherever you put him, like, you know, the elf on the shelf thing. This thing goes up on your shelf and you're supposed to give him like a cup of whiskey or a coin or some kind of
Some
little
type
food
of
every night.
offering.
Every night you need to give him an offering. Otherwise, he's going to come and play hell on you. And the thing with ritualistic duendes, they say, is that they can actually be something that brings you great wealth and happiness to your home, but you only start slacking on it and you don't stick with it, it will make your life hell. Basically, the tricks
complete
it plays
opposite.
on you, the tricks it plays on you, the things it does, how it'll move things, the children that it will take away. The Latin Americans believe that, and that is true because a lot of people in Latin America would ask not just one duende in their home, but they would have a whole yard full of duendes, and they would do a ritualizado on all of them because they felt the more duendes they had, the more they would bring them back money and things to their home, you know, at night. So then it became you don't take care of them, you don't have enough ofrenda to give them, not enough offerings.
Then
they'll take your children. They'll take your pets. They'll take your children. They'll take your food. They'll take your money. They will make your life hell. And duendes that are ritualizados versus natural, ritualizados are with you forever. there's a certain way of destroying them. I can't remember that over my head on the top of my head right now, but there's a certain way of getting rid of them. But they basically it's bad for you to do that. Like, you're not supposed to get rid of them, and yeah, you just start messing up on them and not giving them their offerings. There's no I'm sorry, take it back. So that's why when we were talking about this, I was kind of laughing because I was like, all of us experienced the missing wallet, all of us experienced our missing keys. And not saying that someone in our family went and ritualized one of these duendes, but they say that the ritual that it is to bring them to, or bring the energy to us, is actually so simplistic that a child can do it without meaning it. So like a little kid could be playing with their little troll doll and, oh, I want you to be my real friend, and you could bring me more friends.
Oh my God.
Comes to life.
Yeah. And that child not knowing the consequence of having to leave it an offering every night, and nobody in the family knowing that they did that can cause like a ritualista nightmare. So it's like,
Easy.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know any of that. I mean,
Oh, my kids don't fucking talk to anything.
I know. Well, your son's already screaming Labubu powers, so you're lost cause, Jesse.
Oh God, I know.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. There's so apparently, like, if they're fucking superheroes, they have abilities. Okay, I didn't even know there were specific abilities to duendes. I thought they were just little fuckers that are knowing magic. So there's duendes that are shapeshifters. Sometimes they appear as children or as animals. I didn't know that part. Scary as hell. Illusions. So, have any of you ever had illusions where you're like, what the fuck is going on? And it'll make you like lose your way. Usually they say when that happens, that when there's leading you to where it wants you to be. So it could take advantage of you. Object manipulation. Steal items like keys, toys, and jewelry. We've already touched on that many times on this episode. That's after saying that story, it was like I was reliving it, and I got I got scared all over again. It was.
I've actually had the illusion thing happen to me one time. It's like when you see things and you're like, hold on, is
That's what
that
I think
really
I saw.
is that really it? And then you get closer and you're like, oh shit. From far away it looks like that, but it's not. But then it's like, but then you get to that, like you get close to it. This, for example, this happened with like a maceta. It was like a flower pot that was on top of a brick wall. And when I was far away from it, and this was at night, I was walking down the railroad tracks. I had done some extracurricular activities. So I was walking, and from far away, I'm looking at the flower pot and I'm like, is that a person staring at me? And as I'm getting closer and closer, like it's starting to look more like a person. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go around. Like I'm gonna go like the whole other way, but there's no other way. That's the only way to get home. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just get closer and closer. And finally got close to it, and it was a flower pot. But from far away, like not too far, it looked like a person, like a human being staring at me. And when I was right in front of it, I just felt like weird, like, okay.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Has that ever happened to you guys where like you think you see something or a person, and as you're getting closer to it, you start thinking in your head, man, how am I going to react when I get to this thing, or what am I going to say?
I would go the other way.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Really? Yeah,
I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna keep going towards it and see what happens. Like, no, thank you.
That happened to me at a job site one night. I was patrolling an area, and there was a lot of like old trailers, like the old school trailers, and they were broken down. They were just they just didn't want anybody in there, and they were having problems with people jumping the fence and living in these trailers. So for me, it was a cake job. I was cool with it. But one of the nights I was walking through, and I see this like break in the in like one of the holes, or a hole in the wall of one of the trailers, and it's real dark, but there's like ambient light from behind me, like on the roads behind me, and I'm looking. I could see in this hole, like I see a man's face, and his face is like just staring. And so I'm looking over there, and I'm like, I can see you. I'm going to make my way over there, and I'm going to approach, and I'm going to call out to him and tell him, get
All
out.
three of us are like, let's walk towards the thing. Jesse's like, I'm gonna go
I'll
home.
go the other way.
Yeah, no,
Hector.
and what's crazy is, as I kind of went around the side, I didn't want whoever it was to be able to see me moving closer to him. So I went like for a big round circle to him, but I could keep looking at that hole, and from the hole I could see like he was looking out the window, like, or out that hole, like to the side, like where he was originally looking. And it started kind of tripping me out to where I started breathing heavy, and I was kind of like, oh man, this guy's really there. This guy's really there. Finally, I got up to it, and it was just a rag balled up in the right way, but it looked like the shadow on it looked like a man staring out the window, and it was like,
then this begs the question for everybody here. Okay. What if the three instances where we're moving closer to this thing, we think it's a person, a being, or an entity, but it turns out to be something else? What if, in fact, it is an entity or a person? And just when we got close enough, it shapeshifted into whatever it is that we discovered. You guys ever think that?
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
about to find out.
Jesse
if
will
it's
never know.
shape-shifting. No.
Well, Jessie will never know because Jessie's not adventurous. She's like,
Hell no. I am too adventurous. I just don't want to see something scary and cute going towards it. Thank you very much.
They're scary and cute.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's how I thought. Like, did you guys ever feel that maybe it like shapeshifted on you?
Yeah, the other day I was with my dog, and she was looking under the cars, right? Because there's cats, right?
Oh, okay.
So I was walking back, and I'm looking under a car, and I'm like, that doesn't look like a cat, but it looks like somebody's laying under there. Like I thought, like somebody was like really laying under the car. And I'm getting, and then my dog's like all alert. Her ears are up. She's just like looking at it too. And I'm like staring at it. I'm like, and every time now that like she does that or something, I just think of when Jesse said, send the dog. And like one of our first episodes, right? Send the dog. She knows if it's there or not. So I'm looking at her like, damn, dude, she's staring at it too, all alert. I'm getting closer. I'm like, dude, is this like somebody like going through some portal under the car, laying in the car? I don't know, but I'm getting closer and closer, and she's like getting more. She starts, her hair gets up on the back of her spine, so when she like gets alerted, hair starts going up, and I'm like, oh man, like, I'm about to have to fight right now, And I get close to it. It's a crumpled up Jack-in-the-Box bag and a cup, and it looks like somebody's face, dude. That like sense of like your blood just like flushes.
Yeah, it just drops. Yeah,
Dude.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
So right now, when you were saying that, I saw Jesse's face. I think Jesse experienced something right now. As you made a weird face and looked to your right.
Excuse me?
Did
I'm
you?
just hearing something on this side.
What are you hearing?
I'm hearing like the crumbling of like paper or foil.
God, our podcast is so haunted. It's like so haunted.
Oh my God.
are you Therial?
So to add to the lore of Duendes, I guess this could tie into a lot of what we were speaking on. There's a lot of theories behind the Duendes that they're able to slip through portals between realities. If you guys are aware of that. Makes total sense in my case. I hope it's not the same fucker that took my shoes. I never saw them again. Now, you know what would be fucking nuts?
If your
That
shoes shut
was
up tomorrow.
yes. What if that were to
Damn.
happen?
On the front
That
door.
would be scary as fuck. No, even worse than that. Like where I'm sleeping next to me, like next to my bed. That would be scarier. Because I'm an introvert. I'll never go to my front door, so it has to be where I'm at. Um, and it's honestly, Duendes has always been a very touchy subject for me because of that experience I had. And Jesse showed us Duendes once. It was a ritual that you do to conjure these duendes, okay?
I did, or somebody that you know did.
No. We were okay.
Yes. Yes.
No, we were
No.
at your friend's house in San Diego. I forgot her name. I don't remember her name.
Oh, that's right. She's the
Yes.
one who did
We were
that.
all there in San Diego, California. If you don't know where San Diego is, you're more of an introvert than I am. But in San Diego, that's where it happened. Jesse's
That's
friend showed us how to conjure duendes.
It was a
No, that's
joke.
right.
It was a joke.
It was you know what? I can't give away the ritual. Buddy already knows it because I did the ritual with him. He knows it.
I think I have the picture still.
Okay.
Of me?
I am not gonna say it. No, it's of me and someone we're not gonna mention on here.
Yeah. People we're not
Abner?
going to mention.
People we're not gonna oh yeah, that's right. People we're not gonna mention.
Yes. Yeah, people we're not going to mention.
That's a good one. So with that being said, I don't think I could say on the pod because I feel like that ritual could be shared with many more people. And I don't want to ruin it for anyone. There's still a lot of
Yeah.
people that haven't done that ritual that I want them to do it, and they listen to our podcast. So let's keep that under wraps about that
Yeah.
ritual. Yeah, I mean, to tie up the whole duende thing, it's something that's been very fascinating for a very long time. And when we started this podcast, fucking, I don't know, it's been like 2 years already. I wanted to speak on this. We touched on it a little here and there, but it wasn't something massive, and I felt like it'd be a perfect opportunity to show the world what happened to me when I was 19 years old and drunk out of my mind. And it happened. So with that, and this goes along with everything. I'm sure. Hi, Cindy. By the way, I'm sure you have tons of duende stories, and I'm sure you've told Jesse about them, and you wanted Jesse to say on the show. But we would love for you to leave a comment, and everybody else that's an avid enjoyer of the Paranormal Dudes podcast, to leave a comment if you have ever had an experience with duendes or gnomes. It's a crazy phenomenon within the paranormal community. I don't think it gets. It feels like people mention it, but it's not something as prevalent as, say, like demons or Bigfoot or a bunch of cryptids. I feel like it's just mentioned in passing. And if whatever duende is out there, I would like my fucking shoes back. Please.
From 2004.
From 2000. Yeah, I outside of that, have any of you, outside of Jesse, because I know Cindy has a shit ton of stories. Do you guys have any relatives that experience anything like that, or have they ever told? Oh, yeah, Oscar's nodding.
Yes. I have a friend, he's an old coworker of mine. From a
How
couple
dare
jobs
you?
ago.
I'm your only old coworker.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No new friends.
So he was in the Navy. I think I shared this offline one time.
Sounds familiar.
So I know when it comes to duendes, like it could also be like, well, duendes in English is elf, right? Sounds
or
all cute
or
and
gnomes.
everything. Or gnomes.
Gnomes.
Or goblins.
Gnomes
Or
or
goblins.
goblins. Yeah.
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 So this one specifically, he's in the Navy. He's in his little, I don't know, room, I guess. And he's
Like
sleeping.
Barrick.
Yeah. He's sleeping because he has like certain shifts that he has to take for like he was a technician mechanic for like the planes and jets and stuff on the ship. And so one day he was asleep and he wakes up in the room and he's just like laying there and he looks over like down to like where obviously his shoes would be at or to like under a bed. And when he's looking under the bed for his shoes, he sees something run out.
Oh hell no!
And it runs out and it jump like he's still laying on the bed, so he's kind of like looking over. He looks over, something runs out and yells his name, his full name, which is I don't mind. I don't think he minds, but Peter. His name is Pete. And it says Peter, and it just runs away. And that's it. And he doesn't know if he's so like just woken up that he's like I never knew if I was like dreaming or if I was like, but he's like to this day it was so vivid, it was so loud, and he's like, how did it know my real name? And that was his experience. And the crazy thing is that like the doors are closed. There's nowhere that it can just run out. He had like furniture and stuff like that, but he's like I checked the room, nothing there. So to this day, he doesn't know, but he says it's a goblin.
And he heard it like audibly, like say his name, not whispers like me and Buddy heard.
Mm-mm.
That's creepy.
I don't know.
And he's like, I don't know if I was just going crazy because being on the ship, like he's like, but nothing like that ever happened. Like we've gone on so many different like routes and all this stuff that he did. He was in the Navy for some time, and he's like, never has that ever happened to me. But he's like, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, those honestly, those types of events in people's lives, they kind of stick with them forever. Like a lot of the stories we have that we bring to the podcast and our personal stories, and I think it's fascinating within themselves. And whenever you get into stories like that, friends, it's a little like it's not as personal, so it's a little more interesting because it's someone that's outside of your your friend group or your family, and it gave me goosebumps. I'm like, goose pimples, as the Brits say.
I have like a lot more. I'll just say one more. So this one is actually one of my friends named Alex. I'm sure he watches here and there, but yeah, if you see this, Alex, thanks for the story. So he went to visit his parents or his grandparents' home in Veracruz. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but Veracruz, in a certain part of that city, it's very prominent for duendes, where this house is located. Now, this house that they live in, or their house over there, it's not like it's lifted. You can like crawl under it. So anything that you freestanding, there you go.
Yeah.
So you can hear anything that's under there. You can hear, all that different stuff. And so when he went over, he stayed there for I think about a week. Every single night, he said he would hear little tapping throughout the home. And that he has twin brothers. They all went out and they wanted to check. Big light, they checked under, nothing was there. It wasn't until the day later, he asked his grandma, hey, like tapping, this and that. She's like, oh yeah, it's just a duendes.
Oh, fuck no. You know what you said when you said that? You know what I instantly thought of? And this is a question for everybody. You too, the audience. Have you guys ever, like, you're doing something or you're sitting at your computer or just sitting on your couch or wherever, it doesn't matter. And it feels like something either touches or passes by your feet.
Yeah.
And nothing's there. That happens to me all the time. All the time. You guys ever think of that?
There's even times like where like I hear a noise or something and I try to recreate it. Like, let me do the same motion I did to see if it makes the same noise.
I see what you mean.
And if it does, I'm like, okay, all right, good. It's just me. But when it
I
doesn't,
feel like,
that's the
I
scary
feel like
part.
I feel like a giant asshole for asking that question. I'm sorry, buddy.
You didn't even think about it.
I'm not joking. I'm being serious. I just realized right now, like, shit.
Oh my God. He could have felt it a long time ago or late. You know what I said?
I know
Some
I know
point in his
that.
life.
I know
I was gonna
that.
like totally throw the disabled card at you, but
I knew you were, motherfucker. That's why I was like,
I
you know
was
what?
still gonna do it. But
Let me
you
get
know
ahead
what?
of this before he said
Or what about like a
something.
tap? Like, or do you ever feel like something on your beard, like something touch your beard or anything?
No, but I kind of I was making a face, but I was gonna come up with this though and let you know. I can't feel my legs from my paralysis, but I have had unexplained reasons for my feet to move in a weird way when I'm not seeing them.
Oh.
So I know I get spasms, but my spasms usually when I have a spasm, like my foot's sitting this way and it kind of like kicks out, you know? But it's very difficult for my feet to like bend
Twist.
Pivot.
outward. Yeah, like to twist
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
outward. And even if I'm having spasms like right now, you know, you see me, I'm moving back and forth, but it's my spasms throwing me all over the place. There'll be times where I'm like sitting in the living room or I'm working on something or doing some classes or something, and then I'll feel like, though I don't feel exactly what's going on, I'll feel my leg just moved weird. And then I'll look down and my ankle will be all the way like to the left. Like it's really weird.
That's
And I'm like,
crazy.
there's no reason
Oh,
why you should be turned that way. Or both my feet are turned to the same direction, you know? Like one of them I could see, okay, spasms, it probably just did it. But
Yeah.
when both of them are turned to one direction, yeah, now that you mentioned that, it's kind of
like somebody's messing with your feet.
yeah, like somebody moved my feet, because that's the only way that's going to happen is if somebody grabs my feet
Yeah.
and literally just turns them. And then I look down and it's like, oh, yeah, they're turned to the side. So, I mean, if you ever see me out in the street somewhere on my wheelchair, my feet are usually sitting and they might angle out a little bit, but for both of them to turn the same way, I have to either physically do it myself or somebody has to do it for me. It won't happen. So, yeah, I think about that right now and I'm like, that's kind of a trip, but maybe it's happened and then just the fact that I can't feel. But yeah.
Yeah. But as you were saying that, like I started thinking more and more because of how nuts my brain is. And I don't know. I've always, like I said, duendes are fascinating to me and they scare the shit out of me at the same time because of my experiences. But I don't know, Oscar, if you could Google this, but when you first experience a duende, do you guys think that duende stays with you for the rest of your life?
No, I don't think
You
so.
don't think so?
No, I think they come and go.
Just to go
I
fuck
think
with someone else? Or like, I'm bored with this guy.
Yes, I think that just depending on like where you are, like the region or the area, or even like your like where you are in life, I feel like it just different ones will probably fuck with you. I don't think it's the same one.
Okay.
That's like, oh, she's older, so I'm
There-
gonna
so
hide
you're
her
saying
teeth.
is what you're
I'm
saying
gonna
is
hide her teeth now.
so what you're saying is that they're OG ADHD motherfuckers? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, like it's not like they used to hide my,
I want to
oh,
What'd
say
you
it
find
comes
out?
back to the naturales and the ritualizados, you know?
Oh,
right.
It's
okay.
like
Mhm.
Yeah.
a natural one, I don't think it's going to
It's
attach to
just
you.
there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think a natural one is going to do things like my feet, you know, it moved them over, or you're going to miss something in your house. Say it's like a candy or a coin or something, you know, something shiny. It's just gone.
Yeah.
I don't think something like that is doing it. Like a natural wouldn't be doing it as a trick.
Maliciously? Yeah.
Yeah, malicious. It's more like, oh, I like this, and they're out hunting. They're out looking for stuff, so they pick it up, they take off, and that's it. They're gone. But I think the ritualizados is the ones that I was reading that you can't get rid of them. Like you can't leave it at
Yeah.
the house and
There
split.
forever.
That's there with you. Yeah.
What'd you find, Oscar?
Yeah, so it says while some legends suggest that duendes can follow people home or stay in a particular location, they do not universally stay with you after a single encounter. How a duende behaves depends on the specific folklore tradition, the duende's individual nature, and how it's treated.
Oh, okay. Pretty much what Buddy outlined. Buddy's well versed in fucking duende cooked food. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, I spent the last few days reading on them.
Buddy's always like well versed in all of our topics.
Yeah, there's different like households. Like what Buddy said, they will either protect or if they're angered, they will create mischief. Family attachment stories exist of duendes following a family or individual member for generations. They may follow a family when they move, playing tricks like they did in their old house. You can frustrate them by giving them an impossible task, and they will leave. But they're
the duendes are like, I don't want you talking about this.
He's over there like wiggling his Wi-Fi wires
right now, right, dude. and Oscar could probably hear faintly like this. Oscar, can you hear us?
They froze.
How to get
both
them
of
to
them.
leave? Appeasement.
I'm not
leaving
frozen.
offerings,
No,
sweets, gifts to respect.
He was.
Outsmarting
Buddy.
them.
Buddy did that shit on purpose. He was like,
I did. I was looking at Oscar like, okay, I'm gonna freeze like
Oscar.
Oscar.
Florida water to repel them.
Oh my god!
I don't know.
You know what's crazy is that when I'm editing and he freezes like this, he's still going.
Who, me?
Like he's no Osk. Like his square is still going, which is crazy.
He has no idea he's frozen right now. There he goes.
Doesn't. Now he knows. Oscar just said, I just realized I got kicked out.
Oh my god.
He just gave like the most impressive freaking science.
I know, he had like the best. He had the best monologue in his whole fucking life, and it went to waste.
And then he turns and goes, so what do you guys think? Guys? You
guys are being mean to me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our show. Oscar, unfortunately, phased out of the show again because of probably the Paranormal Dudes ghost, or as some call it, the Ergagore. We want to thank you guys for joining us on this lovely podcast that we love conversating with each other on. Be sure to like our stuff, sub to our channel, binge all of our other episodes. We have a giant playlist of all of them with different topics, and we just started interviewing people in the past month or so. Jess, right?
Month or so.
We have other interviews coming from paranormal investigators. We're going to work that out very soon for Spooky Month. And Oscar's back again. All right, we're closing it out, Oscar. Do you guys have anything you want to say to our audience before we bounce?
If there's a topic we haven't covered, let us know what you want us to talk about.
Yeah. If there's something you're very interested, leave us a comment. Don't be afraid. They're all nice. I'm the asshole, but I won't. I'll be nice in the comments. I promise.
He'll be nice.
I promise. I promise to Jesse I'd be nice. We want to thank everybody for joining us. And if you're on Spotify or any other platform, you're missing out on our channel. We have extra stuff on there. Make sure you're following us on all of our socials. Holy shit, I'm dying. All of our platforms. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, dudes.